First thing I'd like to present you, maybe some of you know, maybe some of you do not know, but this is what we call picture-in-picture. Now, in this picture, you see Boaz. Boaz is Gil's son. And we also see Fadi, our QA engineer, and also he's part of the support team. What you see there in the picture, they're playing, I think that was a Sony PlayStation. Picture-in-picture means that you can see inside a frame. You can see content from another source, which is being connected using HDMI through an HDMI port, HDMI-in port, which this TV has. All right. So this is called picture-in-picture, and usually you do that to capture an external source, as you just saw. And the LG has it because the LG has the HDMI-in port, and also some of the Android TVs, they also have the HDMI port, and also some Android boxes, they have HDMI-in port. We have a list of some of them in our website in the technical post, which mentions the picture-in-picture. So if you didn't know that, that's something important, because sometimes it might be useful if you want to display some other external content inside your digital sign. Okay, this is how to use it. I'm not going to waste time here, but basically what you do is you use the web image widget and you put some special code there. That's something which actually fully listed in the technical blog post. Now, another feature which we have, and this is of course not a new feature, this is an old feature, it's called remote configuration. That means you can change the settings of your players, whether they're Android, Windows, or Chrome OS, you can change them remotely. And in order to change it remotely, you can do that from your studio account. If you go to the screens section of your studio account, then near the screens, there's a little triangle which you just click, and it has a couple of options. One of them is the configurations. So you just create a set of configuration, which is actually a set or a group of settings which you can send to your screens, to your players remotely. And they accept that and they apply that in the same way and matter that they do with the content change. The same way like when you change your content and it's being pulled by your player apps, it's the same way it works here. So generally, if you forgot something after installation, if you want to do everything from a concentrated place from your office, or if you have any later change which you do not want to gain control or physically visit the device, you can just do it from here. It's very simple and it saves a lot of time. So why do we need that? Well, I guess I explained that. How to do that, I already explained that too. It's on the Screens tab. You just click the little triangle near the My Screens and you go to the configurations. You create a set of configuration, then you decide to apply it on all of your screens or on some of them, and it will be applied within 2 minutes, just like any other change in the content. And the last thing I'm going to share with you is the player parameters. Now, what are play parameters? This is something that might be useful. When you open your player app, what you see here is how the native Windows player app looks like. You see the menu on the left. And you can see there are two settings which are called parameters name and parameters key. So if you never knew what are they used for, now you may get one use case of why do we put them and what's the use case. Player parameters, actually, when some of the data is not permanent, that means it might change. We might want to use that. We can do that with text, we can do that with web image, we can do that with other things. And let's see one of the use cases. This is Vorten in Portugal. And Vorten in Portugal, which is a mass installation on something like 150 stores, which each one may be up to 500 installations. And you might have up to 150 TVs on the same store. We did something very unique. Actually, we created something which is called soft labels. So what you see there in the bottom is a soft labels. Instead of using a carton with the data sheet of the product, that means what kind of TV, what's the brand, manufacturer, the model, and all the other information, we actually created something which is a soft label. That means we use the same playlist, the same creative, and the content looks the same on all the TV displays. The only difference is what you see there in the label, because each TV will display different content which is taken from the database. And how does it know which content to take from the database? Is by the parameters. We just put the SKU, which is a kind of catalog number, and we put a number, so then that app knows to go to the database and bring the unique data which is related to that catalog number or SKU. And that's the power of using those two settings of parameter key and parameter name. Now let's take another use case. Let's say that this is, for example, elementary schools in USA. Let's say that we would like to use the same playlist, the same creative, but we only want to change is the school's logo somewhere in the corner of the display. So for that, we're going to do something special. So for that, we're actually going to put some, this is called a data expression. That means we're going to use the web image widget to display an image which is taken from the web, something like http:// But in the app itself, in each display, we're going to actually put something else. In the creative, we're going to put this data expression, like my unique text or my unique URL. And on the device itself, we're going to put the real thing. That means we're going to put the real URL of the .jpg, so it will be displayed different. That means in each TV, you're going to see a different logo on the corner of the screen. And that's another nice use case for how to use those parameters, those local parameters. I was myself, you were you. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer.